Hello everyone and welcome to Flix Picks. Unfortunately, no Overwatch to talk about and predict this week, so we're going to do something a bit different and we're going to do a list of the top 10 Overwatch players that will be playing in the finals. Now, this isn't a countdown list where number one is the best or anything, it's just a generalized list of players that I think are good players and will be key figures for their team's success in the finals. There's going to be some statistical data here, but things like healing done and damage blocked, I don't have access to that sort of stats. So, some of this is going to be a bit limiting. There are also some players who have played for multiple teams this season, but I'm only using the stats from the team that they are currently on, as I think it gives a more accurate picture of how they are playing at the moment and how they will play in the future. You'll also hear me talk about the heroes each player plays and where they rank in the league. These details have been calculated by the team at Winston's Lab, and the algorithms they use to make these hero rankings is explained on their page. If you are interested about how they got there, I will leave a link to that in the description. Now, that is enough of the boring stuff. Let's talk the league. The first player we're going to talk about is Striker. Now, he is the number one ranked tracer in the league. He's played 175 maps this season, and he averages per game 12 kills, 6.36 deaths, 7.18 ultimates, and contributes to 27.18% of his team kills. Now, I believe that is the highest percentage of contribution to team kills that we have out of anyone on this list. Now, he's been very consistent all season, and we're continuing all the time to see him improve. Even when the Uprising have been playing a bit average and their team wasn't performing as well as they could be, Striker was always there, performing at a very solid level. So it's going to be exciting to see him come into the finals because we know that he's going to do well regardless of whether his team is, and he's definitely someone that we need to look out for. The second player that we have to talk about is Custer. Now, he's the number 5 ranked Mercy and Ana. Now, he hasn't actually played much Ana, but I mean, hey, who did? Now, he's played 85 maps since joining the Valiant, and he averages per game 0.6 kills and 4.44 deaths, 4.93 ultimates, and 0.69% of his team's kills. Of course, he is a support main, so his stats aren't as pretty as some of the other people on this list, but what you should take away from this is that he doesn't die all too often, which is quite difficult when you're a support main because you're sort of the first person that people are looking to shut down. Now, Custer is known as a strong shot caller, he's an intelligent strategist, and he's very well respected by his teammates. Now, before Aero joined the Dallas Fuel, Custer was arguably their biggest asset. Taimu has stated in this interview here that a lot of the Fuel players sort of gave up when he was traded out. Now, I'll leave a link to the clip in the description. So I think that speaks levels about Custer's impact in the game. I mean, for your teammates to be that devastated over your departure, that's quite high praise. And there's no doubt that he has been instrumental in the Valiant's success since he joined them. So it will be interesting to see that continual growth and synergy with him and the Valiant as we enter the finals. Third person on our list is Fisher. He's the number 2 ranked Winston and the number 7 ranked Reinhardt. For the Gladiators alone, he has played 124 maps. He averages per game 7.78 kills, 6.84 deaths, 4.81 ultimates, and contributes to 13.56% of team kills. He's just an insanely impressive main tank. He's got an incredible sense of the game and he's a fantastic strategist. Apparently he's very vocal on comms and is quite the leader. Plus, we've all seen that clip where he gets 2 hammer downs in 6 seconds.
Okay, you...
No! Okay, blind low.
What? Are you kidding me, dude, Fisher? No! You don't get to do that!
Need I say more? But it comes as no surprise to me that the Gladiators were playing pretty average until Fisher joined their ranks, and now they're one of the top seeded teams. It's going to be really interesting to see how he continues in this squad and how the squad continues around him as we hit the finals. The fourth player that we're going to talk about is Saviobi. He's another player who has been a spectacle to watch all season. He's the number 2 ranked McCree, number 7 ranked Roadhog, and surprisingly the number 8 ranked Tracer. But when you look at some of the people that are above him, they haven't played as much Tracer, so they haven't had as many opportunities to drop their stats. But look, Saviobi's Tracer is just incredible, and it has been all season. He's played 163 maps this season and averages per game 11.31 kills, 5.4 deaths, 6.69 ultimates, and contributes to 21.49% of team kills. Again, he's one of those players that was always incredible when the league started, and he just continued to be amazing the whole way through. Even now, he's jumping on characters like Widow, and he's just as capable as ever, so his adaptability is very impressive, and to see him continue this stellar performance in the finals is going to be really entertaining for everyone to watch. Our fifth player is Neptuno. Now, some of you might wonder why he's on this list. He's the number 4 ranked Ana, number 5 ranked Lucio, and number 6 ranked Mercy. But I think he's one of the most underappreciated supports in the league. He's played 181 maps this season, which is tied for second as the most number of maps played by anyone on this list. He averages per game 1.71 kills, 5.73 deaths, 5 ultimates, and 4.02% of his team kills. Now, Neptuno is arguably the most aggressive Mercy in the league, but it never comes at a cost to his main job, which is to heal. Now, I mentioned before how I don't have access to the amount of healing done and stats like that, but I can assure you, from when they've brought up the healing stats on the Overwatch League streams, he's doing his job just fine. And compare his basic kill-death ratio stats to other Mercies in the league, and they all seem to barely manage to get 1 kill on average per game, or 1% contribution to team kills, where he sits at nearly 2 kills average per game, and 4% of team kills. He also has some of the riskiest resurrections in the game. There are moments where you think, no, that's impossible, you just can't do it. And then he turns around and boom, he just makes it happen. And we also should talk about this golden joke he had where he said in an interview that Mercy was the most complex character to master at the higher levels, and then followed it up on Reddit a day later or so saying, nah, she's just left click and chill. Like, this is a guy who's very relaxed and very funny, good personality. Look, now I know I've spent a lot of time on Neptuno, probably I think more than anybody else on this list, but I feel like he's going to be the most controversial pick here, so I felt like I have to justify my ranking of him a little bit more. Next up, number 6, we've got Prophet. Number 1 ranked Brigitte, number 2 ranked Tracer, and number 3 ranked Roadhog, and number 4 ranked Genji. The dude's all over it, he's insane. 179 games played this season. He averages per game 11.03 kills, 5.89 deaths, 6.5 ultimates, and contributes to just over a quarter of his team kills. Not to mention, he has won $1,000 fine. All jokes aside, he's been a consistent player from day one. He's played nearly all of London's games and just continues to improve every week. He's a very reliable member on the Spitfire. Even when they have been underperforming, you will still see Prophet making tracks and doing a good job. Definitely someone to fear when you're up against him, and I'm definitely expecting to see some good work coming out of him in the finals. Coming in at 7th place, we have Gesture, who is the number 1 ranked Reinhardt and Winston. He's played 181 maps this season, tied with Neptuno as the second highest number of maps played that's on this list. Now, he averages per game 7.46 kills, 6.68 deaths, 5.04 ults, and contributes to 17.2% of his team's kills. Now, he's no doubt one of the best tanks in the league. Excellent at creating space and opportunities for his DPS and for the rest of his team. He's got a really solid balance of aggressive and defensive plays, so he can help out when they're both pushing and when they're defending. Really strong leader on the front line and has a great understanding of the game. Just knows intuitively when to initiate, when to regroup, just how to play around the team and how to counter the enemy team. He's just another player that's been consistent all series, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that consistency and improvement as we come into the finals. Number 8 on our list is Space. Now, he's the number 2 ranked D.Va and Roadhog. He's played only 86 maps this season. He's averaging per game 7.56 kills, 4.44 deaths, 0.86 ultimates, and contributes to 8.82% of the team's kills. Now, he's young. He hasn't played as much as some of the other people on this list, but he's always performed well and has done nothing but improve exponentially. His performance in the Stage 4 playoffs is what really cemented him on this list. He received Player of the Match, and for a really good reason. He had an excellent series. Great awareness of his environments, reads his enemies well, reads the team well. He's able to adapt and integrate himself into players and is very helpful in both the front lines and the back lines, whether he's helping push something or peeling back for his support. This is a guy that we really need to look out for in the next season as well. I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table in the finals. We're getting to the end now. We're looking at number 9, which is Carpe, the beast from the east. Number 1 ranked McCree, number 1 ranked Sombra, number 2 ranked Widow, and number 5 ranked Tracer. He has been instrumental to the Philadelphia Fusion. He's played 168 maps and is averaging per game 11.61 kills, 6.25 deaths, 6.92 ults, and contributes to 25.37% of his team's kills. I remember week 1 of the Overwatch League, and I was watching him on Dorado, and he racked up like a 25-player kill streak or something, and I was just wetting my pants, thinking, damn man, I have to keep an eye on this guy. And he's done nothing but continue to impress me all season. He can sort of play anything to a high level. Even when he jumps on heroes like Roadhog or Zarya or Genji, I'm just taken back by what he can do. He's a real contender for the Season 1 MVP, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the finals. Now, we've got one player left on the list, and you know what? By this point in time, you've probably all figured out who it is. Really strong candidate for the MVP, just a fantastic player since day one. Yep, that's right. It's Dreamcasper, baby! No, I'm just kidding. No, it's JJoNak. Look, I don't have to go into too much detail here. If you're watching this video, then you already know that JJoNak is the man. But just to fill you in on some of the details. Number 1 ranked Zenyatta, and number 4 ranked Moira. He's played the most maps out of everyone on this list, 190. He averages per game 6.36 kills, 6.23 deaths, generates 5.11 ults, and contributes to 14.09% of the team kills. That last stat is really important to focus on because that percentage of team kills reads like a DPS player. If we look at the New York Excelsior team, comparing top to bottom, the highest to the lowest percentage of team kills, JJoNak comes in 4th behind his 2 DPS players and his off-tank player. It's actually insane. Look, he's got my vote for MVP, and I cannot wait to see him play and just go to town in the finals. And that completes the list. That's my top 10 players to look out for in the Overwatch League Season 1 finals. Keep in mind that this is an opinion video, so there's no need to flame me in the comments. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, and this is mine. It's difficult to make a list like this because there is just so much talent in the Overwatch League, but I would love to hear what your thoughts are and get your insights about who you think are the players to keep an eye on as we enter the finals. Now, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the videos when they drop. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Just end up with a blade here if he fancies. The Dragons are so split, Mitch. They have Fearless on the point with both supports. And that leaves Mistakes to take out Dia and Geguri in the back line.
Brutal. Savage. Rick.